Switch gears.
Oh! Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Some encounters don't look dangerous until they suddenly are. From reaching blind into dark river holes and pulling out massive catfish to fighting rising seas after a kayak capsizes offshore, these moments show how quickly control can disappear. When instinct, risk, and chance collide, how far would you go before turning back? July 1st, 2025. In the backwaters of Oklahoma, Faith, Mary, a creator recognized for fishing lifestyle and travel vlogs, chose to push beyond her comfort zone. Alongside adrenaline rush adventures, Nate the Great and fierce fishing, she would attempt something most people would never dare: catfish noodling. Reaching blindly into dark underwater holes, never knowing if it's a fish or something far worse. The rules were simple. Keep your hand flat aim for the lower jaw, never the top lip. Block the exit, or the fish would escape. They searched the banks. A box turtle appeared in the water and was placed safely on land. Overhead, a hawk circled. Then, without warning, a gray snake dropped straight into the creek. Each step sank them deeper into unstable sand and mud. The first cavity proved real. One of the team went body length beneath the bank. The water erupted. Catfish. Number 1 burst from the hole, thrashing violently. Moments later, a second flathead was pulled out from the same darkness.
I think I found a horseshoe.
Oh wow.
I think. Check it out. And there's this. There's like this thing, and then there's like, I think it's a horseshoe. Check it out.
They found a horseshoe.
Yeah. I wonder what, that's so cool. I wonder how long it's been here for.
Long time.
Whoa, what's this, do you think? Just like a bucket?
Did you get enough one?
Yeah.
Nice.
Little bullfrog.
Oh, it's so cute! I got a horseshoe in one hand and a frog in the other. He likes me.
He's chilling.
He's so cute. What's his name? Froggy.
Along the way, they found strange artifacts: a rusted horseshoe, a forgotten bucket, even a bullfrog clinging to their hands. But the danger was always near.
Fish. Fish.
Really?
I don't know if you swim out. Keep your eyes peeled in the creek.
It's for sure fish.
Yeah, I did the
Oh wow. You guys do that.
What? You don't want to go?
No, you guys go first. I want to like see it done. You know what I'm saying?
Fierce wants to go, but he's a little worried, so
I'm not worried.
I'm a little worried that he'll lose a fish, so I'm going to reach in here first.
Yes, please do.
Alright, here he's pulling out.
Oh my goodness. What? No freaking way!
We got one.
Oh my god, that is
That
so
whole
sick! Oh my, he's making noises?
Yeah, hurry. Dan, you want to pull me out?
Wow!
There he is. First catfish of the day.
That is so cool!
Yeah. We'll find shallower ones probably. All right, he's on the rope. We're not getting skunked.
We didn't get skunked! That's so
All right,
fun!
babe, hold this guy.
Okay, I'll hold him. Okay, I'm holding him. Oh! Whoa! He's huge! I've never seen a fish this big in real life before. So slimy.
There's another one. Another one.
There's another one?
Jake, you ready?
Oh my gosh, I don't know if I could do that.
We'll all three get one.
Yeah, all four.
She'll be next.
Yeah, Adrian will even get
All right. Except for Fierce is most likely. You guys let us know now. Is Fierce going to lose this fish, or do y'all think he's going to bring it out of here? You got to go up for one of these full body length in there to reach to this fish.
All right, Fierce, come on, Fierce, you got it.
Oh, ready to come out.
Can't touch anything.
Can you not fit further? Okay, Fierce said he touched it with the fingertips barely that time. Now that he knows it's a fish, and he knows I wasn't pulling his leg, that there's another one in there, he's gonna have a better chance at reaching to this one. He wants this fish. He's in there pretty good. I think he's got him. Usually you feel him struggling around. Oh, he does got him. Oh.
Okay.
Did he go back in the hole?
No.
You got him?
A little bit.
You need it. He's got a hold of him, guys, with one hand.
Alright, yeah, I have him.
Have it?
Hey, if you lose him now, it's your fault.
Yeah, I know.
Hey! Number 2!
I can't stand up.
No way!
That's what makes you lose them when you leave them in the water.
Wow!
Woo! Number 2!
So sick!
Roots collapsing sand in holes that could hide beavers instead of fish. Then came Faith's turn. She pushed her arm into the darkness. Bite. Pain tore across her hand, but she didn't pull away. Another bite, harder this time. She steadied, slid her fingers down, and locked the jaw. Straining against the current, she pulled the biggest catch of the day into the light. More followed. Catfish 3, Catfish 4, Catfish 5. Each one slimy, scarred from squeezing into tight banks, their bodies marked with red from fighting for space.
And then, oh, God. Okay, I don't even know if I could get him out of this hole.
Ow!
Ow!
He bit me.
He bit me too.
You got him?
I got him.
Okay, now throw him under, with one hand, throw him in the headlock.
Okay.
Put him under your armpit. And turn towards the camera when you do it.
Okay.
Quickly, like you gotta do it
Camera's
as soon
this
as
way.
he's sliding out towards Fierce.
Oh my gosh!
Hang on to him. You got him. Turn towards the camera.
She got him!
Stand up and
Oh my God!
Yeah, that might be bigger than the other two.
Woo!
That's a good fish.
What a catch! I did it, you guys! Look at him! Oh my God!
That's the
Stand
biggest
up.
of the day.
Biggest of the day! Woo! Let's go, guys! We did it! Jeez, he really chomped on, or she, right?
I
She
think
really
it's a boy.
chomped on my
It
arm.
could be I guess it might be
Woo!
a female, Dad. Check for the male.
Oh, okay. Wow, holy cow. Let me put him in the water, or she. And we'll make sure she.
Clean, sandy interiors meant flatheads were nesting. Muddy holes often held nothing or worse, a beaver. The odds were simple about half would bite, half would hide. Faith's success came from not retreating when the pain struck. By pressing and sliding to the jawline and locking the head, she turned what could have been disaster into triumph. 5 fish in one day, the biggest held in Faith's hands. But each bite could just as easily have been a snapping turtle or a beaver. Would you push your arm into a dark underwater hole not knowing what waits inside? On September 5th, 2025, the YouTube channel The Lawless Tide traveled to Pompano Beach, Florida for the Extreme Kayak Fishing Tournament Summer Slam Part 2. It's one of the largest kayak fishing events on the East Coast. The gear was packed, the dogs and family loaded into the truck, and by nightfall they arrived at their Airbnb. The plan was straightforward: tie rigs, get some rest, and be ready for the morning launch. But what started as a routine tournament would soon become one of the most harrowing fishing encounters ever recorded on camera. The morning began in darkness. Storm clouds loomed overhead, thunder echoed, and lightning flashed across the sky. By 5:30, the kayak and gear were unloaded and staged for a Coast Guard inspection. The goal was simple pass inspection wait for the 6:45 start and launch with the rest of the field. But even then, the conditions already looked unstable.
I'll pedal your ass off. Give you a shot. Thanks, buddy. Yeah.
Rather than charging out at the shotgun start, he waited to see how other kayaks handled the surf. After watching for a moment, he and Mikey launched and headed toward the bait boat. Baits were loaded rigs.
Yes, sir. Oh, perfect. Thanks, bud.
Take it easy.
All right. You guys have a good one.
Tied rods set 2 lines trolling in open water. Yet, even a mile offshore, thick mats of sargassum made fishing difficult. Weighted rigs became the only way to get bait below the weeds.
All right, we're on, guys. All right, we're on. Let's go. Let's have the gaff ready. Now we're free. Let's go. Maybe. Got one on the board. It's not a monster. I'm just glad to be on the board now.
Time dragged on. Nearly 2 miles offshore, after 2.5 hours, he finally hooked his first fish. Almost immediately, the line tangled with the second rod, turning into a complete mess. One line was cut entirely, the rig sacrificed just to stay in the fight. Against the odds, a king mackerel was landed. Not long after, another king followed. 2 fish were finally secured. But the radar told a different story. A storm cell that was expected to fade was instead gaining strength. Hoping to squeeze in one more catch, he began trolling back toward shore. Then a massive swell lifted the stern. In that instant, priorities changed. Fishing no longer mattered. Getting back alive did. About a 1/4 mile closer to shore, disaster hit. A wave slammed the kayak and snapped the right arm of the seat. Now, unbalanced, he fought waves from behind and crosswinds from the left. Spray ripped sideways across the deck. Then came the first capsize. He flipped the kayak upright, climbed back on, and immediately realized a rod was gone. Worse, the fish bag had drifted away in the chaos. With no chance to recover it, survival became the only focus. But every 30 seconds, the sea grew rougher. Cross swells forced him to lean hard left just to stay upright. Soon, another capsize, then another. Each re-entry drained more strength. His radio was gone. The inflatable waist, PFD, hidden under his shirt remained unused, but he was close to pulling the cord. At one point, a boat passed within sight. He waved desperately, but they never saw him. His air horn was within reach, but in his exhaustion, he forgot it was there. Finally, soaked, exhausted, and barely able to make out the shoreline through sheets of rain, he pedaled harder than ever. Through sheer determination, he pushed forward until the sand finally met the hull. The cameras were dead, but he was back on land, second to last in the tournament. Alive, but with nothing left to weigh. The video shows how quickly the ocean can turn and how thin the line is between competition and survival. Viewers highlighted key lessons. A belt-style inflatable PFD offers little protection offshore. A full vest with a knife and whistle mounted on the chest could have made a critical difference. Others pointed out the absence of safety boats, calling it a serious failure that the tournament wasn't canceled as conditions worsened. Whether seen as reckless or resilient, one truth stands out: the ocean doesn't forgive mistakes. Preparation and judgment are the only defenses when the storm closes in. 3 capsizes, a broken seat, lost gear, lost fish, and a brutal mile through rising seas. He made it back, but barely. Would you have launched that morning, or turned back when the thunder rolled across the beach? And if you were 2 miles offshore in that storm, which piece of safety gear would you trust most? A proper PFD, a radio worn on your chest, or a rescue boat waiting offshore? On December 20th, 2021, deep within the Amazon, a Brazilian angler named Anderson Guedes hit record. His YouTube channel carries his own name, built on the excitement of sport, fishing, kayak travel, and raw encounters with the river's predators. Known for pursuing giants along legendary waters like the Tapajos Juruena and Teles Pires, Anderson's camera captures more than just the struggle with the fish. In these rivers, nature itself feels untamed, alive, beautiful. and at times, unsettling. The first strike came like an explosion beneath the kayak. Water burst open and the Trairon showed itself.
Pegou. Nossa, pegou e pegou bonito. Pegou e pegou bonito, rapaz. Eu vi ela no visual. Nossa, tá girando o caiaque. Tá girando o caiaque. Nossa senhora. Caramba. Nossa. Nossa, Andrei, que monstra. Vem cá, garota, peraí. Vamos te levar pra praia.
Thick scales, flashing jaws wide, pulling the line with brutal force. Anderson's rod bent to its limit as he reacted, voice strained with excitement and pressure. The kayak lurched forward, dragged by a fish so powerful it felt less like sport and more like survival.
Vamos te levar pra praia. Vamos te levar pra praia. Olha, ela vem pra debaixo do caiaque. Olha o tamanho. Caramba, olha o tamanho dela. Caraca, meu irmão. Vai quebrar a vara. Nossa senhora!
He fought to steady himself, sweat and river spray mixing on his face, but the animal refused to give in. Each surge pulled them closer to the rocks, the kayak shuddering in the current. Anderson's partner braced with both hands powerless as the line sliced through the water like a blade. For a moment, it seemed the fight could be won. Then came the sharp, hollow snap. The line broke. Silence followed, broken only by rushing water and Anderson's gasp. They cast again. Another strike, another fight. The Trairon surfaced in violent bursts.
Belly. Nossa. Nossa, meu irmão. Nossa. Pegou. Nossa. Tá aqui ainda. Tá aqui ainda. Pegou, Edmil. Pegou. Pegou. Não acredito, cara. Não acredito. Só que ele tá com a isca de lado na boca. Pegou a Dragon. Pegou a Dragonfly. Caramba, a isca é pequena. Caramba, a isca é muito pequena. Uma traíra desse tamanho. Meu Deus do céu. Meu Deus do céu. Sai da pedra. Ih lá, pegou na Dragonfly. Meu Deus do céu. Nossa senhora. Cadê ela? Tá aqui. Tá aqui. Tá aqui. Ela comeu a isca inteira. Meu Deus do céu! Meu Deus do céu! Nossa, eu vou ter que... Vem cá, garota! Vem cá, garota! Sai daí de baixo, não pro pau, não! Arrebentou! Nossa, arrebentou a linha, velho! Arrebentou a linha, ela comeu a isca todinha.
Rolling against the tension, thrashing until the kayak spun nearly sideways. Anderson's calls echoed through the jungle air, but each time victory felt close, the predator tore free again, leaving the men breathless, their gear pushed to its limit. Hours passed in this cycle hook fight escape. The river gave, then took away, as if mocking their determination. Exhaustion settled in, but adrenaline kept them moving forward. Finally, as they pulled onto the bank to rest, they found something far more chilling than snapped lines and lost fish.
Que é isso daqui? Rapaz. Pedaço de bicho morto. Olha. Pedaço mesmo, cara. Pedaço de bicho. Foi bem uma onça que comeu, cara. Olha. Cara, e o bicho era... É. Olha só, cara, as marcas dos dentes da onça aqui, ó. Ó os furos, velho. Caramba, mas que bicho será que era esse que ela comeu? E era grande, cara. Era grande. Parece um macaco, cara, ó. Parece que aqui são as pernas, ali eram os outros dois braços e a cabeça. Foi bem uma onça que pegou.
Lying among the branches was a carcass, its hide-torn flesh pierced with deep holes. Anderson said jaguar. The bite marks matched, he explained, but the wounds were massive, savage in a way that stirred unease. His camera lingered on the remains, jagged and raw, as if the jungle itself was reminding them who truly ruled here. Later, viewers called the footage pure adrenaline. Rapaz, chega a dar frio na barriga da gente com seus vídeos. One wrote it gives you chills. Others questioned the find if a jaguar caused those marks. Why did the remains look so unnatural, almost prehistoric? Was it only a predator they recognized, or something else hidden in the depths of the Amazon? The battle with the trireme ended with broken lines and empty hands, but the larger mystery stayed behind on the riverbank. In a place where beauty hides brutality, one question remains. Was this simply the work of a jaguar, or did Anderson's camera capture signs of something far older still roaming the Amazon? August 18th, 2025. On Ruth's channel, Rediscovering Scotland, the focus is usually gentle travel and quiet reconnection with home after 12 years away. This time, moving through Scotland's canals with her brother Hugh, the plan was a slow and peaceful journey. Instead, a string of small setbacks and strange timing turned what should have been relaxing into something far more unpredictable.
Good morning from the canal boat here in Edinburgh, and we need to start heading back towards Falkirk, so this is not going to be a very fun experience setting off in the rain. Who is going to be steering the boat first? Ready? We're going to do rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, you're steering the boat first, you loser. Get to it. Chop chop.
Ready for the big departure. I'm quite glad we got the boat turned yesterday.
I appreciate it.
We're going too fast. As we were cruising along the canal, we came across something unexpected.
Oh no! Are you stuck? Are you stuck? Keep bashing this side. Keep the right.
If you want to go on the Falkirk wheel, you need to book in at least 24 hours in advance. So I think we are booked in, but I'm going to call to double check. Hello there. My name is Ruth, and I'm on the canal boat Holly from the Black Prince cruise. Oh, we're not booked in?
No, not yet. I can put you in for 3:30 if that's okay.
3:30. Yep, that's perfect. We weren't booked in. Yeah, no, so it's really good. I checked, and now we are definitely booked in for the Falkirk wheel.
It began in the rain. Heavy drops drummed against the metal roof of their narrowboat in central Edinburgh. Ruth and Hugh had spent the night surrounded by city sounds, a sharp contrast to the calm of Linlithgow where they had stayed before. To decide who would take the helm, they played rock, paper, scissors. Ruth lost. Almost immediately, after setting off the current, nudged them into thick, overgrown branches, scraping loudly along the hull, an early sign that the canals could turn hostile without warning. Once clear, Ruth checked their booking for the Falkirk wheel, only to realize they weren't listed at all. The journey had barely started yet their schedule was already falling apart. She managed to secure a new slot, laughing through the mistake, not yet knowing this was only the first of many disruptions.
I'm going to cook up some lunch, and I am going to make the national dish of Scotland, haggis. It's so fun to be cooking in the kitchen here, and then the boat is just moving along. Here we have the mashed potato, the neeps, the whiskey sauce, and the haggis. It's really good. Thank goodness the rain has finally stopped. It's been 3 or 4 hours of relentless rain. It's not that much fun, to be honest, doing this in the rain. Just went under the bridge, and the canal boat seems to have lost power. It's just not moving. Hugh, the canal boat's lost power. It's not moving at all.
Turn off.
I think there's too many reeds stuck underneath. Oh my gosh, the heat's coming off of that. Okay, first I think I'm going to try and get some water out of there. Ugh. Okay. Oh, that's probably what's blocking it. You get plastic bags in here, Hugh. It's all like twisted in the blade.
So the tiller is obviously going right to left, so If you've lost power, it won't be the tiller.
Can you see it's quite hard to maybe show the plastic bag wrapped around the rudder? Okay, I think I've got most of it off.
Oh, wow. Fishy.
It seems that we are approaching into Linlithgow. Hugh, do you think I'll stay here?
I think so.
You're going too fast. Slow down. There's actually there's one up here. It's easier to do. Right, we're in. Reverse back and then throw the rope from here as well. Hugh got a sausage supper.
Battered sausage.
Battered sausage supper with salt and sauce. Hugh, I can't believe you ordered salt and sauce. And I got fish and chips.
With Hugh steering Ruth prepared lunch below deck, traditional haggis with mashed potatoes and a homemade whiskey sauce. Warmth filled the cabin, the steady vibration of the engine humming beneath her feet. For a brief moment, everything felt back on track. Then, just after passing under a railway bridge, the hum vanished. The boat slowed and stopped. When Hugh checked the back, he found the propeller wrapped in thick weeds, plastic bags, and fishing line. The engine had seized itself. Without hesitation, Hugh knelt at the edge and began pulling the mess free with his bare hands while Ruth held the boat steady. The moment was calm, but unsettling the canal around them, suddenly silent, the stillness pressing in. When the engine finally came back to life, relief washed over them. That evening, they moored again in Linlithgow beside the ruins of an old palace. Tying up wasn't easy. Ropes slipped, space was tight, but they managed. Dinner came from a nearby chip shop, fish chips and salt sauce. Hugh, known on TikTok as a food critic, rated it a perfect 10. It felt like fortune had finally shifted.
So we are approaching the Falkirk Tunnel. Okay, that's us away. Heading into the first block. The water is now starting to go down and the boat is heading down to the next level. Okay, we're going so quickly. This is really, really fast.
Oh, we're going back, boys. Forward a bit more. Quite a lot more.
So we're now entering it into the Rough Castle Tunnel. This is the final stage before we get back on the Falkirk wheel. Our booking is at 3:30. It's literally 3:29 just now. That whole process took ages. Okay, we are entering into the Falkirk wheel now. So she said, go onto the right hand side and the wind is likely to blow me onto that side anyway. Okay, so we need to wait for the light to go green, and once it's green we can undo the ropes. I think we're ready to leave the Falkirk wheel now. Let's go. Bye bye Falkirk wheel. That is so cool. When we get out of here, there's going to be a very sharp turn to the right, so hopefully I can make it.
The following morning, they crossed the Avon Aqueduct, its views stretching across green valleys before entering the Falkirk Tunnel, the longest in Scotland. Water dripped steadily from the walls, engine noise echoing back like distant murmurs. At last, they reached the Falkirk wheel and waited their turn to descend. Rain returned heavier now, blurring the view as the massive structure lowered their boat into the next canal. When the journey ended, they were soaked, exhausted, and laughing. Every malfunction, every pause, every strange silence had been captured on camera. Viewers noticed the pattern, calm, repeatedly interrupted by failure engines cutting out rain, returning ropes slipping loose. Some blamed bad luck. Others joked the canals were cursed. Either way, the disorder made the footage unforgettable. Everything that could go wrong seemed to. Yet that chaos is what transformed a simple trip into a story worth telling. Still, one question lingers if even the calmest journey hides trouble beneath the surface. What's waiting in the next reflection on the water? March 19th, 2024, along the edge of Alligator Harbor in Florida, one angler chose to cross a line most people wouldn't touch. The YouTube channel, The Lawless Tide, has built its name on bold fishing trips, venturing into restricted marinas, off-limits docks and places where rules blur with curiosity. This time, the objective was straightforward fish in a marina where it wasn't allowed and see how it played out.
Tide's coming in, it's pretty high right now, so I've got pretty high hope. I think we can catch maybe some drum or sheeps right here. We got our frisky fin sheep's head jig right here. This is my Ninja Dagger 7 foot. So we're gonna drop this down. We're gonna put probably, let's put two crabs on, split shot rig, but we'll see what happens. We'll just kind of drop it down here and see. Got him. Yeah, ha-ha. I knew I felt a sheep. Yes, I knew there'd be some here. Sweet. Not a monster, but I mean, he would probably be legal. That didn't take long. We're gonna let this guy go. Nah, you get back.
So I see a guy pulling up in a golf cart from the marina, and I knew I was okay because I was fishing at that public boat ramp. He turned out to be a nice guy. We were just talking some fishing, but then I asked a question.
Will they, if I kayak fish in here, will they run me out of there?
You can't come inside the basin.
Oh, okay.
So the only way they can
Gotcha.
keep you from fishing in a marina is if they pay property
Right.
taxes on the land under the water. And the majority of waterfront businesses don't want to incur that extra charge. He didn't say anything about that. He just said they don't want people in there hitting boats with lures. So I made sure there were no signs up on the entry to the marina that said no trespassing or we own the land under the water. That helped me decide that I was going to come back tomorrow at 5 p.m. after they've closed and fish it.
The day opened quietly. Warm air drifted across the harbor mixed with gull cries and the low rumble of passing boats. He made his first cast along a seawall using fiddler crabs as bait, hoping for sheep's head or drum. The bite came quickly, a solid sheep's head, its silver body flashing before being released back into the water. Not long after, a man approached in a golf cart, a marina employee. He explained that fishing wasn't permitted. The boats nearby made it too dangerous. The fisherman listened, nodded, and left, but a different thought followed him home. That night, he studied Florida fishing laws. Unless a marina owns the water beneath it, he realized they can't legally stop someone from fishing there.
All right, good afternoon. We are back where I fished yesterday, but we brought the kayak today. So we're gonna go drop some fiddler crabs and see what this spot's holding. Got him. Oh yeah, that is good. What is that? Oh, that's a nice red. Oh damn! I should have netted that. Yeah. All right, let's try again. Got it. Another redfish, little one, little guy. All right, I hope you get eaten. Got a sheep. There we go, got a sheep. And it's a micro sheep. There we go. All right, got a cute little guy here. Let him go. Frisky fins, rod, do your magic. Wasn't one of the big ones. Gosh, dog it. Probably keeper size, but not what I'm looking for. What do we got? What is it? Another red? Yep, another red. Not what I wanted. Yeah, I knew there's another one over here. Come on. Man, where are the big boys? Wow, that was a good hook set. Alright, decent sheep. Not a monster. Dash over here to try under these right here. We'll call it a night. Got him. Oh boy, that's another good one. I don't know if he's that big or just a fighter. Yeah, yep, just a fighter. Jeez, that guy.
So the following evening, once the docks emptied, he returned by kayak. The water mirrored the fading sunset as he slipped between silent boats. His line dropped and tension followed instantly. A redfish burst from the surface strong and wild before tearing free. Another cast, Another battle. This time, he landed a powerful sheep's head that drove a sharp spine into his leg, blood streaking down the side of the kayak. He kept fishing. More strikes came, redfish sheep's head, each one challenging the balance of his small craft. The camera caught every breath, every pull of the rod, until eventually the harbor settled again. Only dripping water and the faint creak of dock lines remained in the dark. Viewers were split. Some praised the determination proof that passion can't be fenced off. Others called it reckless fishing after hours while bleeding in dark water. One comment stood out: "No one owns the water. You just have to be brave enough to claim it." So, was it defiance or fate? Maybe both. Because on the lawless tide, the most unsettling encounters aren't defined by what's caught, but by where the line is cast. But as the current carried him farther along, this dive would become both his luckiest and his unluckiest yet.
Okay, so here's the plan. I'm gonna search under every single rope swing.
All right, so I do see there is a pass, so we're gonna see if it has a medical ID. No!
2 Apple Watches surfaced next, both cleaned intact, and incredibly both still powered on. Yet neither displayed an owner's name. Locked screens, silent data. Still he continued. Then his detector shrieked again, an iPhone faintly glowing underwater. It powered on as well, but was locked just like the watches. Moments later, a hammer, a bullet, and a metal lid appeared. He uncovered a voodoo-style doll. Memories surfaced of a storm that once, but immediately after his fortune shifted. He helped a stranded paddleboarder and the atmosphere changed, treasure after treasure. Then, just as he smiled toward the camera, his partner's paddleboard deflated. The dive was finished. Viewers debated what they had seen. Some said it was karma, good loot than a video game dungeon. So, was it chance, or something watching from the riverbed trading fortune for favors?